Welcome back to God in the Grass. Today we're going to be talking about Noidecs' Royal MOBY. So Noidecs' Royal MOBY is a 20% THC, less than 1% CBD. It's listed as a sativa, so that means it's a daytime strain. I've heard it's quite a powerful daytime strain considering it's only 20% THC, but we'll put that to the test, see how it goes for my conditions. And yeah, we'll give it a go. I've heard that its parents are a haze and white widow. So I've had white widows and I've had Tripoli recently, which again, one of its parents was white widow. So hopefully it's gonna have those same qualities that those others do. Hopefully it's gonna be just as beneficial for me. So we'll load up the Mighty, give it a try, see what it's like. So we've got the Royal MOBY heating up. Something I'll say while it's heating up is I posted it on Reddit the other day, but have you ever noticed that sometimes when you're holding the vape, you just end up holding it like a cup of tea? Out here enjoying my medicine. So I forgot to change the heat from the last one that I've used. So I've accidentally put this up quite high. So we can drop it back down. Hopefully it won't have too much of an effect on the overall temperature in there if we don't keep it at that high temperature for too long. So I brought it down to 182, which is a bit more of a manageable kind of temperature, maybe even a little bit lower. Again, just let it sit for a minute, maybe a little less, just to see if it is producing some vapor, and then give it a go. See, I know I say this about everything, but it does have another pine taste. That's probably the White Widow again, but it's almost got like a kind of zestiness to it, which I'm loving. Yeah, so it's not a super powerful, pungent taste, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Some of the kind of zestiness does come through a little bit. Maybe it'll come through a bit higher a bit more in the higher temperatures. It's just pumping out vapor at the minute. So again, I'm just going to go in there and not waste any. See, that's very smooth. Again, it's the Noidecs. I didn't know what to expect with them, but it is not causing too much of a dry mouth. It's not causing me to cough at all. Yep, so I'm not feeling the effects immediately. Something I did notice, and I'll try and show this without showing it. So I do have to hide the jar because Susan at YouTube will probably have a go at me. Something I noticed when I opened up the medication out of the tub, and I'll post pictures on Reddit for what they actually look like, and I'll pop the link down below for anybody who wants to go have a look. But the thing is, I have never seen buds this small. I don't think they were broken up in transit or anything. There are a couple of big ones, but mostly they're almost the size of Tic Tacs. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care because it's 10 grams, it's 10 grams. I get whatever I pay for regardless of the size. And I don't quite know what the difference is in terms of if that has any effect on the medication or if it's just an aesthetic thing. But the smell, the minute you open this up, was just pure orange lemon zest, kind of like almost really powerful, like almost like an artificial kind of gassy smell to it as well. So it was kind of like the air fresheners you get in cars with like kind of a orange zest, or almost, I tell you what, it tastes like that weird orange cola. Smells like that weird orange kind of cola. It doesn't come through too much in the taste, but like I say, the buds are quite tiny, they're quite dense. Like I say, they were almost like Tic Tacs. They were breaking apart quite easily, but they were quite brittle, they were quite sticky, really good to be fair when you're grinding it. Like I say, they weren't the most impressive in terms of size. So we'll put that away and we'll come back to this. Okay, I got the orange that time, and people will probably think I'm strange because I haven't seen anyone else say that comes through with theirs or the strains that it's kind of grown from. But the things that it says on Leafly for sort of the parent strains is that they're quite spicy, earthy, almost tastes like tobacco. Actually, to be fair, yeah, weirdly, and I haven't had tobacco in years, there is like kind of a, I don't know, almost like a herbal type of taste to it. Not like sort of, you know, that kind of carcinogen sort of tar taste that you get from tobacco, but that kind of herbal sort of, like the smell of it that you get from tobacco when you smell it, when it's like a fresh pack. So it's been a few minutes. I regretted saying in my last video, or a couple of videos maybe back, that I think it was on the Gorilla Glue, that it wasn't affecting me early on, and I definitely regretted that after about 10 minutes. It's been a few minutes here. I'm not noticing too much, but like I say, you do have to be patient, because if it is your first time, go slow, especially if it's a new strain. Even if you do think you've tried them all, some can just knock you out, some that you've just never tried. Like I say, I've never tried a haze before, and the ones with the different sort of names, like I say, my favorites are the Kushes. I believe, I'm not an expert, I believe they have a lot of the same terpene profiles, or the same kind of parents. They're derived from the same sort of plants, they carry the same sort of terpenes. So if you like Hindu Kush, then like me, you'll like Kosher Kush, you'll like Master Kush, you'll probably like OG Kush, and they're great when I can get them. So something that you'll probably notice is I'm getting very talkative. Again, these videos probably take forever for me to edit, and that's because I stutter. I'm in an R-ing. I'm not very talkative often. This is the most I'll talk. This just kind of brings that out of me. I stop having this conversation in my brain, and I'm able to focus on the conversation that I'm having with somebody else. So it's great that that's already working for me. So now that I've taken it up to the higher temperatures, I'm starting to get some of that kind of spice in. Watching what I say, because I may regret it. It's not doing much at the moment. And again, I've got a quite high tolerance, but sometimes they will hit you and sometimes they won't. I will say things have gotten very, very quiet after about 10-15 minutes in my head. It's usually filled with a lot of thoughts and intrusive kind of thoughts, and some of that just doesn't go away, but is certainly quieted. So I think we're about out of what this can produce. It's another sneaky one. I will say it's another sneaky one. It is not as good as the Gorilla Glue. I will say that. As a first time kind of effect, I was getting a lot from the Gorilla Glue, and this, I would say, probably, I don't know if it has anything to do with the THC, probably won't be something that I'll buy again. It will work. I think it'll definitely help me creatively. I think it'll help with the mood and uplifting, but I don't see it being as effective for my conditions as maybe the Gorilla Glue was. I'm regretting everything I've just said, to be honest, again, but this one has not made me more focused. There's probably been times where I've sat here for a good 5 minutes not really realizing that I wasn't doing anything or saying anything. So it's not great for focus. If you want to, maybe I'd say this might be something that I could recommend for if you are coming home from work and it's not too late and you just kind of want to unwind, but you're not ready to go to sleep. It definitely does that. It stops me from focusing from what I've been doing today and what I've got to do. It's slowed things down a little too much. It's not that it's ineffective, it's that it's probably not the right kind of effective for me. This would definitely be good for somebody who is very, very anxious all the time, not needing to focus on anything at all. So in fairness, if I'm not doing anything that day whatsoever and I am just feeling very anxious, this could be effective for those days. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and have a great day. Love yourselves. Take care. Bye-bye.